So, the last one we're going to do here, which is important to me to do, is we're going to talk about Berserk for a minute. All right? Now, Berserk is different than most movies, most TV shows, most forms of anime, manga, etc., right? It has value that no other story has, and it's a type of story that you can't lie about without knowing it part of the way and not half of the way, okay? So let's just keep it, simple in the way of explaining this. Guts is a dark swordsman. Guts went through sacrificing a lot for his family. Guts can't do much in terms of his family because he's going to have a rough time protecting his family, protecting others, protecting what he loves and cherishes. Berserk has been out for more than 30 years. The creator, Kentaro Miura, rest in peace, is dead, and his best friend is now drawing his story. My issue is that we got to this point where Guts lost the best love of his life. His best friend took it from him, and all he could do is sit and be a bitch. I haven't read Berserk in over a year or so. I wasn't even paying attention to the chapters that were released. I work like a dog. This is part of my work now as well. We've been doing this for years, but between my main job to my other one, I'm constantly working and I'm constantly having either these concepts or having another form or source of income. It's very important to be busy physically, but it's important equally as a man to be innovative, ever-changing, growing, and intelligent in terms of your choice, not only in getting your main passive and additional forms of income, but invest in yourself. I'm a man that, again, I do this for fun. There's income, sponsorships, and brands. The value in it comes from your consistency and your structure as a creator and as a man. This is nothing to me, personally. Anyways, he finally woke up out of his shell. I don't know really what else to say outside of I'm grateful that, he did this, but there's like a catch-22 in this. And hold on, let me explain that shit to you in a second. Hold on. All right, fuck it. So I was going to do something a little different, but I got something else instead that we're going to do that is basically more important. So check it. So when it comes to series like this, I think the most important thing is understanding that Guts as a character is not just any character. He's gotten to a point where his creation as a manly, masculine character has high in value philosophically. He's a man that's a soldier that technically goes through therapy through his friends and family, an extreme form of magic therapy. And at the end of the story, instead of being a bitch or killing everyone, he levels up. I have never seen this in Berserk in my life. I've been a fan of Berserk for like 19 years. So that's almost 2 decades. I've never seen Guts come out of a dark mental situation and then put himself in a position where he no longer has the capability of basically he doesn't have the capabilities of even growing as a person. It's to the point where he never has had this problem. And now he's like the man. He's the man to the highest pedigree. He has structure. He has value. He's not weak. And he's stronger than he ever was before. It's to the point where you have niggas that have no ability to live in their life. He has no ability to live in guarding his life without his woman. It's that type of shit. We got people like the random nigga that was just in my chat that don't know the difference between a man with value and a man with structure, between a bitch nigga, a hoe ass nigga, and a loser and a good man. You got niggas like whoever the fuck you is, random nigga. You got niggas like that that's so stupid that they don't know the difference. We don't need no fuck niggas like that around. Them niggas need to be in the dirt. Guts is a nigga that has friends with value. Guts is a nigga that has friends with structure. Guts is a nigga that has friends that actually care about him. This random nigga don't have no value. He don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because he wants to create a narrative. And the same thing happens to Guts in Berserk. He spent his entire life with people creating narratives about a good man because his friend, who's a whole nigga, and he's sick. He's sick. He's sick. He lied about people to maintain a position to be a monarch because he doesn't have the ability to be a royal king. So he lied to people. That's the value of it. And that's why I use this random viewer who came on here and said that to prove that they don't know what they're talking about. To prove that people like that not only have no structure and value, all they know is loser niggas. You need to have people with structure and value in your life to bring you up as a man. That's the value of things like that. You can't listen to these losers. You can't listen to these bitch niggas. Guts became a man that has never existed in the era of Berserk that I've never seen before in my life. It is to the point where, Mori's supervision in the story has not just moved me, but made me feel that I don't think that Guts is really ever going to lose in the way that I would have thought before. And this is because Mori is not just his best friend, that's his confidant, that's his brother. He's able to tell you as a viewer that I know what my nigga thinks. I know where his story was supposed to go, even with a layout of it. This is my best friend. Not some random nigga that wants to come out and speak out his mouth like he knows you personally. Not like a random bitch nigga that don't know nothing. He wants to open his mouth like he can't get his ass beat for trying to make up some false narrative and think I'm playing with him. That's his brother. That's the difference contextually. And that's the value of people that actually are with you in life. That's the value of people that actually love you in life. Not a stranger, not a fuck nigga, not a loser. Not a random nigga that wants to open his mouth that thinks he can't get his ass beat. You guys got men out here that don't want to admit it, that the minute they speak, nobody gonna listen. Let me show you a fucked up example, okay? Guts is a nigga that will pretend that he's not stressed sometimes. The nigga who was just in here is a nigga like that when a nigga like me speak his mind. Depressed in his house. Playing the game. Laying on the floor. Coked out. Cracked out. No work ethic. Weak. Never made 6 figures in his life. But want to talk about another man. That is what I'm saying. This is a man that's a pure opposite of that, to the point where he has not only good value, he's a man that needs to show his friends and his family. He needs to show Farnese. He needs to show Serpico. He needs to show Isidro. He needs to show Puck, his squad. He needs to show, everyone in the world of Berserk that he's not only the black swordsman in name, but he's just not a psychopath that just wants and is hell-bent on revenge. He's a nigga that is not fearful of destroying someone that tried to ruin his life and take his woman. He's not this nigga. It's very important as men to not be this nigga. But it's okay. It's okay if you're a man and you're this nigga once in a while. Y'all look up to niggas like this and they do it every day and they fake it online and in person. Guts ain't one of those niggas and I ain't one of those niggas either. Once in a while, it's okay as a man to be like that. Only a weak nigga got a problem with that. Only a weak nigga wants you to show something different. They're going to focus on that. They're going to pile drive on that because they've never admitted they had weaknesses because you got them, nigga. You got those weaknesses, nigga. And that's what I like about this. He's one of the best friends you can have. He's turned Berserk into something that I thought 4 or 5 years ago. You can't do this. You can't make it something of value. And he did it, and he's just the nigga's best friend. It is a phenomenal piece of work. He turned something that I would have never thought would have been finished without Miura's passing in something of value philosophically. A man that basically his wife has been traumatized through sexual abuse. And she basically became high on the spectrum, who gets healed in a fantasy historical way, and then gets that taken from him, all that work and that effort. The nights he couldn't sleep, the nights he gave her cold water when she was sick, the nights where as a man he gave away his libido for her. A man that became celibate for a woman instead of cheating. That's a man. He's a fantasy character, but his value is very important in this modern age. We don't have characters like this. We got bitch niggas that are male main characters now that don't do that shit. There's parts in the story where he had to fight his sexual desire for his woman because she had the mental capacity to know what's happening, to enjoy what's happening. And he don't care. He's like, I got it. Like most of us, shit. I couldn't imagine. I got it. Shit. I need that. Fuck you mean no. But she can't do it. And he has to sit down with the demons in his mind and reality and tell himself she needs help. And until she gets help, you cannot quench your physical desire with the woman of your life. This is that kind of story. We spent in Japanese time 26 years getting to this point. Guts gets what he wants and he finally is free. And then his woman gets taken from Griffith like she was in the Eclipse. It's the most depressing shit I've ever seen. He deserves the one time in the story to be like this. This is the man that has never done this. And when he's cried before, he got back up and went back to work for his bitch. Squeakers. Oh, annoying. Anyway, my point basically is this. He evolved as a man. He became a better man because of it. I want to see where this goes into the highest spectrum of the story. I ain't ever seen I haven't ever seen this nigga. I ain't never seen this nigga. I ain't never seen this nigga act like that. I ain't never seen this hoe ass nigga. But when I get the he literally is on that mode every 5 seconds. This version of him is extremely depressing. I didn't want to read this shit for a minute. I'm like, nigga, why? You the best friend? You turn this to a therapy session? Fuck you, nigga. But this is what it is. This is what the story is. Guts is now a man with the highest pedigree of evolution. There is no fantasy manga character you want to look up to. He went through everything bad that could happen to you as a man. Poverty, assault, abandonment. His bitch getting took. He get his bitch back. She had a mental disorder. Lost his child, nigga. That's a man. And he went through all that shit, all that adversity. You can't make a better fantasy-based character. There is none outside of Musashi Miyamoto, which is another conversation in itself. He's the best modern and 80s, 90s like main character that has been ever made. And that's why y'all got to check up and catch up on this shit. Got me spoiling the new chapters. What I wanted to say about this, most importantly, is that these chapters come out in spurts. So the most important thing is I can't sit here and tell you, okay, what's this one? What's that one? There's always a new release schedule. Nigga, I read 10 chapters, 377 to 387, 386, I believe. It's phenomenal. The creator of Berserk basically gave his best friend the layup. Go watch the anime, go read the manga. And again, one day I'll do another discussion in depth. We're going to do Bleach soon, by the way. I still didn't finish my other stuff, like JJK and shit. But we finished most of it. We're going to do a Big Girl sequel on another platform, Dead Show. I don't know where that other shit's going to go yet soon. We're going to try it out. And then we'll do reactions again when I find something that's not content-based. I haven't found anything that I enjoy readily. We were lucky for the last few weeks, back to back, nigga. There was shit I wanted to talk about. But it's early anime season, and then when we get to the end to it, there's not much.